Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
Alright, so John Riel Casimero wins a 12-round split decision over Guillermo Rigondeaux. Oh boy. I thought Casimero would win this fight. I thought he would stop Guillermo Rigondeaux. See, in the last few performances from Guillermo Rigondeaux, going back to 2019, Rigo's legs haven't been there. You know, I said that in my prediction video. His legs haven't been there at all. He's been standing and trading a lot more. And he's been standing and trading a lot more with guys who aren't as good as John Riel Casimero up close, who don't throw as many punches as Casimero. And I just thought, if his legs are gone, Casimero's relentless. He's a good pressure fighter. He's good at cutting off the ring. What's Rigo going to do? How is he going to keep him off him? Well, in this fight, he rolled back the years, I'll tell you that. You know, he came out defensive straight away. Straight away he came out defensive. But the first round was probably the most entertaining round in this fight because Rigo came out defensive. Casimero came out, probing, looking to get his shots off, looking to cut off the ring, looking to pressure Guillermo Rigondeaux. He had some success early on. Now, I thought this was a knockdown when I seen it first, where Casimero basically landed a couple of shots, kind of grazing shots around couple shots around the back of the head of Rigo. Now, when I seen it live, I thought that the shots were legit and that Rigo touched down, but actually they were around the back of the head, and then Rigo kind of just touched down basically, but he kind of just touched down because the shots were kind of more at the back of the head. Casimero was looking to get a point up because he did hit Rigo while he was down, and from then on, Rigo just went defensive times 10. I mean, there was rounds here. I'm going to put it in context, right? Casimero in his last fight was throwing 60 punches around. He averages between 30 and 40 punches around. 500 punches plus, little over 500 punches were thrown combined by both men. Both men didn't get to 300 punches. That's how defensive Rigo was. It was incessant. You know, when the scorecards are read out, this was a fight where you really could have scored it whatever way you wanted it. Like, there was so little happening. Both guys landed in single digits in every round. There was no double digit lands in any round. Rigo's movement was incessant. It really was. I have to say, I wasn't scoring this fight, but for me, I've always been someone who favours the aggressor, especially when fighter A is the aggressor and fighter B is just, he's moving around the ring, but he's not throwing anything. You know, he was just looking to counter Casimero as he was coming in, but Rigo wasn't throwing anything. You know, it was the punch volume was so low. Now, the Showtime team were saying it's amazing that Rigo still has legs like this, but at the end of the day, he wasn't throwing a lot of punches, so he wasn't exerting much energy. So theoretically speaking, when you're in that kind of rhythm and you're not exerting much energy, you probably could move around the ring and probe for 12 rounds, to be honest with you, because he just wasn't doing anything. He wasn't facing any pressure. Now, Casimero, try as hard as he did, he wasn't just having any success. He wasn't able to cut the ring off effectively. He was lacking the jab. Now, some people would say against a southpaw, especially someone like Rigo, would there be much point using the jab? Well, I think there would be, because at the end of the day, is a jab as effective against a southpaw as it will be against an orthodox? No, we know that. It's not going to be as effective. Nevertheless, having that jab sets a lot of shots up. It can potentially offset what Guillermo Rigondeaux was doing, just slightly, but that's all you may need to be able to land your shots. Very, very... You could have scored this fight whatever way you wanted to be honest with you. If you had said to me you had an 8-4 Rigo, I would have said okay. If you said you had a draw, I would have said legit. One judge scored it 9-3. I could genuinely make a case for that as well to Casimero. It was that kind of fight. I felt that the last two rounds, definitely for me, were Rigo rounds, because they were the rounds where he did actually start landing a bit and throwing a bit more. But my days, this was the fans were booing after the second round. You kind of, for me watching this fight, I was watching it waiting for it to catch fire, and it just didn't. Casimero tries hard to goad Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux wasn't biting. Boy, this was a lackluster fight. Holy God. Staying up for this, it was not my best choice. Nevertheless, I felt that if anyone deserved to win this fight, it was Casimero, because he did try and he was the aggressor. I felt as though if this fight if Rigo had stood and traded with Casimero, from what I saw, Casimero would have got the better of it, and he probably would have stopped Rigo in there, because definitely Rigo fought this guy. He tried to old man him. He fought the guy like an old man. He tried to just nick these rounds. Just go in and just, I'll take little things. Ronnie Shields, who was Rigo's trainer, was getting very animated because I suspect that he felt that Rigo wasn't doing enough, and I suspect that he knew Rigo could do a lot more, but he just wasn't doing it. On the contrast, the Casimero team didn't seem, obviously they were speaking their own native language, but it didn't seem as much urgency as there was with Ronnie Shields in there, for my money anyway. It's like they kind of knew, okay, they were in California, they're American judges, they do tend to favour the aggressor anyway, so maybe they felt that they were kind of, in their element. Personally, you could have scored it whatever way you liked. I felt that the right man did get it. I think Casimero was the rightful winner, personally. Rigo, at 40 years old, at the end of the day, is he going to go and do that in every other fight, or is he just going to say, no, Master, I've had enough, I'll take the money and run? Because I really can't see Rigo do. If Rigo trades, he gets hit. If he boxes like that, he runs the risk of losing the fight because he's just not active enough. So I think Rigo's best days are behind him. He's 40, and I found Abner Mares on commentary said that when he was 17 in 2003, he fought Rigondeaux in the amateur, the Panamana Games, and he goes, Rigo was close to 30 then. Well, if he was born in 1980, he would have been 23 in 2003. So if he's close to 30 then, I mean, that kind of sums it up there. That's my thoughts on this. Let me know yours in the comment section. I'm going to go to sleep because this fight didn't put me to sleep just yet. But now, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like the video. Of course, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel. For now, lads and lassies, I'll talk to you